Hey everyone, welcome back. Now I've just picked up from a little visit to TMC the other day, picked up some new Farish Mark 1s. I say new to me, they're brand new, but just two more for the layout to go on the rake. Now, obviously, all my other Farish Mark 1s, the other four, I've already weathered the underframes. As you can see on this one, this is one of my ones that's been pre-done. Done it with weathering powders, and it's not much. I haven't done an awful lot to it. I'm not a massive fan of completely grubby weathering, especially on coaches and stuff. However, I do think, if I can get that a bit closer, I might be able to see a bit of weathering, especially around the bogies, just helps take the black plasticness away. Hopefully that light there helps a little bit, so you can see. What I'll do, I will get out one of the new ones, so you can see, and we'll compare, and I'll show you how I go about weathering these. So, I'm not going to bother you, or bore you, should I say, with too much with an unboxing video. We've all unboxed coaches and stuff before, generally speaking. So, usual Farish case, nothing much, just a box. Nicely packaged as always. There we go, right, so there we go, the brand new one, and my weathered one. Now, I don't know whether the light is really going to help much there. I think it's going to become quite hard to get them side by side to show you the difference. It doesn't really show up that well. I'll see if I can move the camera a little bit. I'm seeing my own light here. Hopefully you can see. So the bottom one is the weathered one. The top one is the new one. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a weather. Like I said, just around the bogies and such, just to take the edge off the plastic a little bit. I'll leave that one there as a bit of a reference. Now, on Instagram I've been asked a few times what I use for weathering. I don't use an airbrush. I've never really had a proper one. I've never really been massively interested in getting one either, if I'm honest. What I use is the DCC Concepts weathering powders. Now, they come in a big blister pack. I think you can buy them in smaller packs. It's a big blister pack, I can't quite get it on the shop. I think that, to me, they seem quite good. Someone else might have different opinions, but I find them okay. I only tend to use a couple of them, so I mainly use black, a rich old rust, and a brown rust. There's loads more in the pack. They're all in a separate box at the moment though. But I tend to use them three as my main three. It comes with a brush, and somewhere on my set it also comes with another brush. It's more like a little stiff brush. Okay. Sometimes what I also use as well is just I've got an old little, I think it was out with an Airfix kit paintbrush. That one's seen better days actually, but it'll do the trick for what we're going to do here anyway. So I'm just going to start off. I'm going to take the black one, move this out of the way a little bit. Take the soft brush, then it's going to be hard to show you I think, but we'll try. Just coat it around the bogies, just brush it on. And what I sometimes find helps is there's a little bit of pile there. If I rub that round and brush it on, it seems to go on a bit better. You sort of like rub it into the brush, it breaks the powder down a little bit. I don't really be able to see. It's quite hard to show it on the camera, but it doesn't look quite as plasticky. I'll add some photos at some point of the ones I've done. I'll do the same for this side as well. It's a bit more on the mat there. And what I try and do as well is do the underframe as well, where the battery boxes and stuff are and the soul bars. Just a little coat of black just to get the edge off the plastic. Turn it round. We'll do the same again. There's probably a better technique to this, but this is what I found works. It works for me anyway. Right, so now we've got a bit of a black base coat on. I'm going to move that black out of the way, and I'm going to use the Rich Old Rust, which is the darker of the two, compared to the brown rust. Again, just a little bit on the brush, just offload a little bit on the mat there, and same again, just quick wipe over the bogies. Now, hopefully, again, if I get it in the light right, you might be able to start seeing that. You're supposed to see it on the bearing boxes there and there. So don't want too much, just enough that it gives you a bit of relief, I suppose. Do a bit more. Yeah, just a light brush really. Put a bit more on. Could always add more. So I'd rather do it a little bit at a time and add more on if I need to. So there we go. I'll add a little bit more in on this battery box along this bottom bit here. Mix a bit more of this up, a little bit more. That's where the stiff brush sometimes comes in handy. You can actually sort of like push it in a bit better with a stiff brush. You can get it more into the gaps where you want it. I actually want a bit more black on that front bogie. I've gone a bit heavy on that. There we go. So yeah, that just about takes the edge off it quite nicely, I think. What I'm going to do is going to do along the frame edges of the coach, just nice and lightly on the bottom there, just with the black. Every now and then a little bit of brown. Now the beauty of these powders is, if you get it wrong, it washes off. So I know no one wants to stick a 40 quid coach underneath the kitchen tap, but a bit of damp cloth, if you get it wrong, you're not pleased with it, a bit of damp cloth and it'll rub right off. Unlike paint where you're in big problems. And I do find that for N-gauge, not that I've weathered anything else in another scale, apart from one or two Star Wars things, I do feel like the powders work better in N-gauge. It feels a bit more controllable. I know there's people that'll disagree. That's just my personal sort of feelings on it, but nice quick job. It's effective. And it just takes right off that black plastic look. Hopefully, at least anyway. That's the intention. So, as you can see, what I did a little bit there, I was just overlapping onto the maroon a little bit as well, because obviously the coach won't be completely mucky, completely clean. Sorry, especially if they're in regular use. Now, just looking at my other one, I think I must have put. I don't think I did a panel wash, so I think what I'll do, a bit more black. I'm gonna Just push that into them cracks there where the doors are, and then with a good old finger just rub it off. Hopefully it's brought the doors out a little bit. Excuse me. Just going to do that again for the other doors. Try and work the powders into the cracks if we can. And just rub it off. Just give a little bit more relief to the door panels, the door gaps. So most of the stock that I've weathered lately has been done with these powders. My JIA wagons, I actually weathered them using paint by hand, and I'm not as impressed with them as I am with other things that I've weathered. The paint, just like you say, doesn't seem to scale too well and engage. I don't know, it's just me. Could just be me. Just do the ends of the coach as well, take that blackness off them. Take that black plasticness off them, sorry. A bit more on this side. Like I say, not going too heavy, just enough to take the shine off, which it does quite nicely actually. We're going to do this side of the doors on the frame. Now, I've been asked a few times on my Instagram or Facebook posts if I do anything about sealing the powders in. I don't seal them in with anything. On the DCC Concepts instructions that you get with these, it actually says you don't need to. Again, that's something people have different opinions about. Personally, I don't handle my models an awful lot once they're on the layout. They tend to stay on the layout unless they derail, so handling them's minimal really. However, I think if you were handling them a lot, like take them on and off the track regularly, it would be worth sealing them. I'm not going to give any advice how to do that because it's not my area of expertise. Not that this is just how I've found to do, how I like it. So I'm by no means a professional at this at all, far from it. You could probably pay good money and get someone to do a way better job, but it's effective enough for me. Just gets the impression across. Got a little bit of a used coach, but not too filthy. Right. And the roof, much the same again really, a bit more black. But I'll try and work this way rather than that way. So obviously if it rains, the rain will be coming down the sides of the coach, like that, yeah. I don't put too much on the roof. Just add a couple of little streaks and stuff in even there, which this brush does quite nicely actually. It's probably going to be quite hard to see that. The joys of Engage. Yeah. Right, so what I'm going to do now, put my rich old rust to the side, my brown rust, I'm going to take a little bit of that again, just dab a touch on the board. This one's a bit darker, got the one around earlier, and just a little bit over the top there, and just rub it in a bit more black, just to mix it all in a little bit. Same again. There we go. It does make a massive difference, even even a slightly unprofessional job like mine. It just makes them look so much more realistic. If that's your thing. If not, then that's absolutely fine. It's your layout, it's your stock. I never used to weather my stuff. I thought it was too much like hard work. But since I found these powders, it's so much easier. You can do it relatively quickly. You get quite good results. Well, good enough for me at least anyway, so yeah, there we go. Now I'll pop some pictures up so you can see. I'll try and get some bit more in detail shots as well, so you can see exactly what we've done, and I'll put it alongside the one that I haven't done yet so you can see the difference. I've actually gone a bit too dark there. I'm not very happy with that. Sorry, a bit too rusty. Just a bit more black over the top of that. Let's save again. There we go. Just be careful of fingerprints as well sometimes. You could probably wear some fancy gloves, but I haven't got any. So, but the beauty of the powders is though you can sort of smudge the fingerprints out, I suppose, to a certain extent. Like I say, not a professional job, but just the trick. Could do a bit more on these doors, really. You could, if you wanted to, that's quite a big streak, but just rub it off a little bit. Just adds a bit of character. Could also, over the ends of the coaches, add a little bit more around there. It's always been blown in from the gaps. But yeah, that's how I weather my stock. Like I say, not to everybody's taste, no doubt. Better ways of doing it, other ways of doing it. It's the thing about this hobby that I find quite good, that there's no right way, there's no wrong way necessarily. It's whatever you're comfortable with doing. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. Just want to say I've got no links to DCC Concepts whatsoever, just to satisfy a customer. But I get that in there. But yeah, I definitely recommend picking up some powders if you can, having a go. Like I said, most of them you can wash off. So give it a go and let me know how you get on. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next update. Thank you.